No. So my name is Shantel and I am the founder and designer at MamMaw.com. I've worked in the fashion industry for 20 years. I've worked for high street brands, luxury brands in the UK and America. I've worked for Cynthia Rowley, Topshop, New Look, Selfridges, Phase 8, Hobbs, and I was able to get so much technical experience from working in the industry for so long that it gave me an amazing foundation to launch MamMaw.com. I've always, from a young age, I've always wanted to run my own fashion label. I've loved fashion because I loved that how the clothes can make you feel good. And I know it's like a small percent of your well-being, but it helps. It's like the starting point of your day. So exactly. So it makes you feel good. When you wear like outfit that fits you well, you look good, you're just ready. Ready. Exactly. So it's a great launching pad for your well-being. Now, obviously, there's other things that you need to make sure is on point as well. You need to make sure that your language is positive, that you're telling yourself positive things, you know, that I am a great person. Today, I will practice. For me personally, this is what I say to myself, and I actually write these down as well in my journal. I say, today, I will practice. I don't even say I will, I say, today, I am practicing compassion, tolerance, and kindness to everyone I meet, including myself. So I say these types of things to myself every day. And then obviously, you know, you have to put that into practice. And the other thing as well is that you have to actually catch yourself when you're not practicing those things. Because we're human, we're not gonna be able to consistently be this perfect, amazing, enlightened being all the time. So it's about catching the moment when you're not being authentic and you're not being who you said you were going to be. So the clothing's a part of it, your language is a part of it. And for me, I practice that every day. I love empowering young people. So I have set up an organization with my community group, with my husband, called Roots to Grow. And we've done a lot of work in the past with young people and empowering them to know who their true selves are so that they can live out their full potential. And we've done work with Akala, Miss Dynamite. Miss Dynamite and Akala, they are just so perfect for our culture in so many ways. So it was amazing to work with them and to see the young people and how they gravitated towards them. It was just amazing. I mean, we specifically worked with young people in care and we invited 30 young people and 28 came, which is an amazing turnout. So it was a nice, intimate setting and also had a millionaire couple there who did property as well. And the event was basically to just show them who they really are, because I feel like in life, especially as young people, I feel like the West can suppress you and make you lose who you are and not really know who you are, especially if you're in care. On top of that, you're within the care system on top of that, so that makes it a double whammy. So I felt like it was just so important that we give them the tools on the day to just know who they are and just reach their full potential and be their full potential. Yeah. So MamMaw Fashion is a vibrant fashion brand that does women's wear clothing inspired by Africa's beauty and Ankara prints. So I came up with the framework and concept, work, day, play, to design gorgeous Ankara print clothing. We have very chic, stylish, modern designs for the everyday modern woman while she's at work, during the day, and while she's at play. Yes, that's a good question. So MamMaw means modern African man, modern African woman. And that came to me from my first trip to Africa, and it happened to be Ghana. And I just fell in love with it because there's so many things that are similar to Jamaica. So my grandparents came over to the UK as part of the Windrush era in the 50s. I come from a Jamaican and Rastafarian Christian household, and yeah, I've always had this affinity with Africa because I was told all these amazing things about it, especially like through my Rastafarian upbringing, you know, because they are very much proud of Mama Africa, and they always shine light on Africa and its history and heritage and where we come from. So I'm grateful actually that I had that knowledge growing up as a child, very young child. I had that knowledge. I was always proud to be African, even when other people weren't. I just didn't understand why they wasn't. It cemented the love and affinity I had for Africa even more when I visited Ghana, and I just felt at home. Even though I was in a foreign country, I felt at home. And wait for it to go. Go on. Be careful. My grandma puts it really well. She said it was like a picture frame of Jamaica. Jamaica and Africa is the same picture. When you see it in a picture frame, it's the same. And then as well, like I saw all these Jamaican flags everywhere, and they're playing Bob Marley, reggae music, as well as the traditional Afro beats. And I was like, wow, I'm home. Also the food, wow, the food. They have this thing called washe, and it's rice and peas. Part of it is rice and peas. So there was just so many similarities. And then one day, like, I was driving through East Legon and I saw all these dresses hanging up, and I was like, look at them, they're so beautiful. Like, it was just all these long maxi Ankara dresses, and I was like, those dresses were so sell in the UK. I think like my sisters were like this and other people were like this as well. So I thought, you know what, I'm just gonna buy a handful. So I bought a handful, put it in my suitcase, came back to UK, and I just sold them to family and friends. That's how it started. The time, because there wasn't really a lot of that around, you didn't really see a lot of people wearing those styles. Like, people loved it because it was something like, wow, this is new, and some people don't get to go to Africa, so they don't get to experience that. But when I brought it back, I was like, wow, this is new. So they went quickly, and they just loved it. And my family were like, yes, I want some more, these are amazing. And I told them about my idea that I would start my own brand and design my own, and they were like, yeah, they think it would do well, so I went with it. So now, fast forward into now, today, even just recently, there was this lady that bought my yellow V-neck maxi dress. It's called the Makemba maxi dress. It's a V-neck style. And I actually have a video of her. She sent me a video of her where she first got the dress, and she's like, oh my gosh, the fit! Look at the fit of this dress! And then she was like screaming, saying, oh my God! So when I hear things like that, and I see, like, when my customers send me little videos and photos like that, and I'm just like, wow. They actually like it. They like what I'm doing, and they like the African prints. They like the Ankara prints. So it just gives me motivation to keep going, because it hasn't been like an easy road, like setting up my business. But those things just gives me motivation. This is an interesting question. I would say setting up a brand, especially a brand where most of my customers are black women, like, that hasn't been hard at all. And I feel like it's for many reasons, and one of them is that I do have experience in the corporate world, and I've used that technology, I've used that experience as a great launching pad to launch my business and my fashion line. So that has helped me a lot, because I'm able to control and manage the supply chain when it comes to clothing manufacturing, because that's my background. I would say on a personal level, what stopped me the most is my self-doubt that has come from what I feel people expect and of me as a black woman in a Western country. Like, they don't expect me to be a success. So that is in my head. So that is what's stopping me sometimes. And that has been my biggest challenge if I'm like starting my own label. So that's that aside. And that's why I have to do well, but that's why I also, like, I study psychology for fun because I can understand who I am and who other people are and how we interact with each other, because some of it is absolute madness, the way we interact sometimes. So I have to decipher and navigate my way through that. So me having an understanding of psychology helps me to be a better person and helps me to deal with things like, okay, so there's this idea, there's this so-called statistic that black women in the UK will not be successful business owners. Me confidence try that. The other side to it is as well that when I was in the corporate space, in the fashion industry, I faced so many challenges, it's unbelievable. Like, because I'm a black woman, like I felt the difference in treatment. I was unfairly dismissed. I had ideas taken from me and managers taking it on as their own ideas. I've had prejudiced jokes said in my presence. I've gone to the owner of the company, told them about the prejudiced jokes said to me, and them telling me they can't do anything about it because that's the way that person is. And I was a young girl when this was happening. So I was still trying to find myself. So I kind of let things slide and I just got on with it. I just put on the mask and I played the game, you know, like a lot of us are doing. And it's just, I've had enough. And I feel like a lot of people have had enough. Like, we've had enough of playing this game, especially with the recent events with Black Lives Matter and George Floyd passing, the way he was killed and murdered. We've just had enough. We've had enough of microaggressions within the corporate space. And those were just a few of the things I faced as a challenge because me as a black woman in the UK. Definitely be different because the culture there is different, the climate is different, the business world is different, the family unit is different. Like, there's a lot of differences, so definitely it would be a different experience. And I think one of them would be, I would have started my fashion label a lot earlier in my life. As a young person, I probably would have. And it depends what my family income was as well. Would they have been able to send me to college or not? Or would I have had to work straight away? But even regardless, even if they did send me to school, like if I was able to go to school there, to college, university there, I still would have started my business earlier out of necessity. Back home, there's more of a culture of entrepreneurship, like people just get up and have an idea and start a business. I think out of necessity and survival, I would have had to have started earlier. And the good thing is as well, when you see the fashion industry back home, it's very much just have the idea, just make it happen, like just do it. And I know it's out of necessity, so some people might say that's not a good thing, but I actually think that just that's your motivator. Like, that's for you to just keep it moving and not sit and wallow in, oh, I wonder if this is gonna work. There's no time for that. Whereas I think we do that a lot here. We ponder too much, like no time for pondering, let's just get up. Obviously you have to have strategic planning and long-term, short-term planning. Yes, I know, definitely have that, but the point is, don't sit and wallow in it for too long because that's when the procrastination happens. Analysis paralysis, we don't want that. I think it is so important because our culture is the blueprint our ancestors left us. And this blueprint gives us solutions to everyday challenges and problems that we have. It's just that some people are not paying attention. We have to go back to understand ourselves and what's going on now. And I feel like our culture is just our ancestors' gift to us, so that we can make it in this world, because this world is not easy. This world is beautiful, but this world is not easy. It's important as well because there are people that have forgotten who they are, and I'm talking about everyone. Sometimes you forget who you are in life, and it's easy to do because there are so many images, there's so many people, so many books and things telling you who you should be, what's right, what's wrong, and it's easy to get lost in that. So for us to be grounded as a community, we need to first start with our family. Get to know your family, and I'm not just saying like what their favorite color is and what their favorite food is and what they like to do. That's great, but you know, what happened to great-grandma Lucy in my case? What did she like doing? Where did she come from? Where was she born? You know, how old was she when she went to work? find out your family history first, you get what I'm saying? And then that will bring about the culture that you're in, and then the history, and then that's where you will see that the ancestors gave us the blueprint to be ourselves, like to face and come up with solutions for challenges. You know, it's all there. Our ancestors left it for us, and it's important that we get reminded of that. So it's definitely important that we show our culture, because even within our own community, we need to remember who we are. The best of us need to remember who we are, because it is easy to get sidetracked and distracted. If there's people out there that want to start a fashion line, I would definitely say, like, be interested in knowing who you are. And for some that might seem like a weird concept, but it really isn't, because once you know who you are, then you know where to go, and that will solve a lot of problems. And you won't like get blown in the wind and trying to do this, that, and none of it is beneficial to you. And then the other thing is study the great fashion designers of this world, study the great fashion companies of this world. And when you've studied them, you know, reach out to them, no matter who they are, whether they're famous or not famous, because success looks different for different people, and it's not just about the ones that are famous. There are a lot of successful people that you may not even know about, and you'll only get to know about them if you go looking for the information. So I would definitely say study the greats, learn what they did that worked, and learn what they did that didn't work, so you don't make the same mistake. I get emotional when I hear questions like this, because according to UK statistics, like, I'm not supposed to be here right now, standing here talking to you about my success. I'm supposed to be dead. I'm supposed to be in a mental institution. I'm supposed to be in prison. I'm supposed to be an addict, a drug addict. So yeah, it's quite hard, because when I think about growing up and stuff, it was very challenging, extremely challenging. It was hard because in the 80s, you know, I just saw crack destroy my community. Just felt like everyone and their mum was just smoking. It was just all around me, and I just saw it destroy my community, and I saw people with mental health issues being institutionalized, and yeah, it was quite challenging. And then, you know, with the whole racism thing on top of that, there was just a lot to deal with as a child. So I didn't really have a great outlook on life, if I'm really honest with you. I suffered with a lot of anxiety, like I was constantly stressed out. But what I would say to my 5-year-old self, my younger self, is that just keep on going, because I promise you it gets better, like much more better. And I just feel so grateful that I'm here to stand here and talk about my successes and my achievements. Yeah, life is good, and I feel like our community and our heritage helps us to navigate through the struggles. So I just feel grateful to be here. I would just tell my 5-year-old self, it gets better. I promise you it gets better. It's okay. It's gonna all work out. You're in pain now, but it's all gonna work out, and you're gonna have so much freedom, and you're gonna know what freedom is. Yeah. Wow, yeah. What an amazing question. My hopes for our culture is that we just keep on striving to the top. I think we innately, naturally do that anyway. And I do feel like, yeah, there are obstacles that we face and things get thrown at us that we have to dodge. So my ambition is that we keep continuing to the top. And it's not even the top, it's just continue to keep moving, actually. Just keep it moving. And you know, some people say that our community is not united, but I do see us uniting on things. Could it be better? Yes, definitely. We could definitely improve on that. But you know, we are hurt. We've been hurt. You know, we are going through pain. You know, we need healing. So it's about us finding our healing, what works for us. Like, we don't need other people telling us how to heal. Yeah? We get to say how we heal, and we just need to keep it moving. keep it moving and strive for progression all the time. Like, we just need to show people who we are, who we really are, and our greatness. That's it. I love Afro Queen's Day. The concept is amazing. I love this because it's bringing us together again in another new way, and it's something that can be left and handed down to the next generation, where we get to celebrate Afro Queen's Day and hopefully Afro King's Day soon as well. So wherever we can celebrate our culture, I'm living for that. I love that. Thank you. So you can find MamMaw designs at MamMaw.com. That's MamMaw.com. Instagram, we are MamMaw_fashion. That's MamMaw_fashion. Facebook, we're MamMaw Fashion. Twitter, MamMaw Fashion. All the contact details are there to contact me directly, and you can view our designs as well and products. That's it.